Hello everyone, welcome back to another 1v1 Warhammer battle. I am bringing the Wood Elves. Our opponent today is going to be the Dwarves. I'm bringing the male Glade Lord on a Forest Dragon, a second Forest Dragon, then we have Eternal Guards in the forest here backed up by Wildwood Rangers, then we have three Glade Guard with the Starfire Shafts, so that's magical armor piercing damage, and then a Spell Singer of Shadows with the Pendulum and the debuffing spell that lowers melee attack and stuff. We also have a group of Wild Riders without the shields over here, Vanguard deployed in the forest. The enemy is bringing 2 Miners with blasting charges, 2 Quarrelers, 2 Slayers, a Goblobber. Then over here we have 2 Dwarves with great weapons on the flanks, and then a front line of Dwarf Warriors. We have the Throny Ironbrow, so that's going to be the Ethereal Rune Lord, or Rune Smith, another Rune Smith, and then a Rune Lord. So they're going triple Rune Smiths, technically, with the Rune, well, double Rune Smiths and then a Rune Lord, which is very strong. Then we also have 2 Bolt Throwers on top of that. I think that's their whole army. Yeah. So they have a large army. In terms of their capabilities, though, like against my Wildwood Rangers, I know that if I can get them into melee, they can just do a lot of work because they're really good against dwarves. But it's getting them to the fight is the problem. Also trying to not get hit by these miners with blasted charges, and the Quarrelers could do a lot of damage to them. So right here with my Glade Lord, I was just kind of scouting and trying to use up some of the ammunition with the Bolt Thrower just by moving back and forth just like this, dodging the shots. And I'm just kind of waiting for this army. Or actually, I'm going to be moving these guys up here very soon. I'm going to get my dragon in place, but they don't know I have the second dragon. They don't know what I have over here. Actually, they don't really know what I have besides this Glade Lord. I think that's one thing we can see right now. But yeah, so we're going to try and march into this forest over here, use the cover of the trees from the Quarrelers, and I think I actually wait for these Slayers to get into the forest before we start marching up. So let's fast forward just a little bit. And so when the Slayers disappear into the forest, that's when I'm going to move up our Eternal Guard, because I want to try and keep them in the forest so I don't have to worry about them with our Wild Riders or our 2 Forest Dragons here, one of which, of course, is the Glade Lord. Just trying to distract the player right there by moving my Glade Lord into their range, or into the view. And then we're going to charge with the Eternal Guard, and you can see that we're going to get hit with the Goblobber, I believe, right there. And then we're going to get the Wildwood Rangers, and the Wildwood Rangers are going to be going up and through the forest for the most part. I'm going to have one, I think, engage against the Slayers as well. And this is where I'm going to pull out our Wild Riders over here to try and threaten the Bolt Throwers. And then the Dragon, I think, is going to meet up with my Glade Lord, and we're also going to be flying forward. So right here, the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts are going to be pouring their fire into the Quarrelers to try and shut them down with their armor-piercing damage. You can see the second Slayer group getting into this area right here, which I'm okay with because, again, I want my Wild Riders to be able to take out these Bolt Throwers before they do a lot of damage to our Glade Lord. And I don't have any real healing spells here. I do have a healing potion, but we have the Spell Singer of Shadows and not life, so I have to be kind of careful. So here we go. The Eternal Guard is going to try and fight these Slayers, and I am going to do a rear charge, I believe, with these Wildwood Rangers to just try and finish off those Slayers as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, I'm just taking a bunch of Quarreler fire. I didn't want to land my Dragon right here because the second group of Slayers is still here and free, and they can tear up your Glade Lord or your Forest Dragon really quickly. So I am going to send my second Forest Dragon over here along with my Wild Riders to take out these Bolt Throwers. Meanwhile, the main Dwarven army is going to be marching up here to try and assist these miners with blasting charges who are holding off 2 of my Eternal Guard. Luckily for us, they didn't get many of their charges off, or actually I don't think they got any off at all. So yeah, we're just kind of dealing with the miners, also dealing with the Slayers. Not in a huge rush to engage heavy into this main front line because they're not really doing anything to us. So I'm just trying to take out the threats that we have right now. The second group of Slayers didn't make it down to our Wild Riders, but we are going to be able to disengage with them and the Forest Dragon. We did a lot of damage to the 2 Bolt Throwers there, which is great. My Glade Lord, I was still kind of afraid to send down because the Slayers are so fast, but at the same time, we're getting shot by the Quarrelers, and I'm going to be honest with you, I just didn't know what to do with them here. I should have probably just pulled out of range of the Quarrelers until they were shut down by my Starfire Shafts, but the thing is, I think we're just hitting a lot of their shields here. I'm trying to shut them down with the archers, but not getting really good hits. So I'm going to charge in this Forest Dragon because I'm tired of it not being in the fight. And I'm also going to distract these Slayers with the Forest Dragon right there. And then we're going to, I think, charge the Goblobber. I think that's what I wanted to do right here. Meanwhile, my Wild Riders did a rear charge on these Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. For some reason, I have not put these 2 Wildwood Rangers into the fight yet. I think I meant to click attack orders, but I did move orders there. Oh, that's right, and I was lining up the Pendulum spell here to hit their Dwarf Warriors. I was wondering why I wasn't microing these. Like, wait, what's going on? But yeah, I moved my Spell Singer in here, and I was just microing her to get her into a good spot to hit these Dwarf Warriors. That's right. Now I remember. You can see the Forest Dragon is taking a lot of damage from the Slayers. My Glade Lord is still taking some damage from these Quarrelers, and I'm still trying to murder. I just wasn't realizing that we were basically just hitting their shields and also hitting the Dwarf Warriors in front of them. because of the angle here, these corridors are just kind of on this lip of the hill, so you don't have a great angle there, and I just wasn't really noticing that from up here. And I was like, what the hell is taking so long? Just kill these guys! You know, like, you have armor piercing and there's 3 of you. But anyway, Glade Lord and our Force Dragon are going to charge into this flank because now the Slayers are dealing with our Wild Riders, who I accidentally charged into the Slayers. Did not mean to. I did hit them with an enfeebling foe to try and make sure that they didn't kill our Wild Riders outright, but they did anyway. Because when I realized my mistake, I was like, oh shit, I just got to react, and I tried to weaken them. It was not enough. So they still managed to really do a lot of damage to our Wild Riders. The 2 miners here held on to the bitter end, but we finally did push through with our Eternal Guard. And now our Wildwood Ranger is going to be getting into the fight here. And then this one's going to get into here and helping the 3rd Wildwood Ranger there. So I'm trying to crush their flanks first with our Forest Dragon and Glade Lord over here, and then the Wildwood Rangers over here. You can see my Glade Lord did land and has taken a lot of damage from the groups of Slayers. I'm trying to get him out of the situation. And in the meantime, this group of Glade Guard were hit by the Goblobber, which has spent most of its ammunition at this point, but we still have 2 groups left, and they are still firing into the Quarrelers, and just into this general area, but they're hitting the shields a lot, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So the enemy still has quite a few units left up, the Goblobber, but now we have our Wildwood Rangers on there. I'm going to do a second Pendulum, 2 Pendulum Hype, and it doesn't really do much. I did not do a good targeting on this one. Hit the Quarrelers a little bit, but didn't really do that much. So anyway, my Force Dragon is going to reacquire this bolt thrower because they put their crew back onto the bolt thrower, which is something that not many players do. They don't usually assign their crews back to their actual artillery pieces after they've been routed off. So that's a good move on them, but we're going to reroute them with the Forest Dragon. Meanwhile, my Glade Lord was over here trying to rout off these Dwarf Warriors because I wanted to keep them away from the Slayers and the Quarrelers. I think the Slayers are still, yeah, they're still over here chasing my Forest Dragon at this point. My Wild Riders are going to come back, or did come back. They're way over here. So they're going to be coming back to the battle, and they're going to be attacking these weakened units right over here. Meanwhile, we still have to deal with this Rune Lord who is ethereal, so I'm going to be sticking our, I think our Forest Dragon onto him soon-ish. Meanwhile, our Wildwood Rangers are trying to take off the remaining front line of the Dwarven Warriors, including the Rune Lord. Going to be recharging our Glade Lord into the Quarrelers here, which is very risky because the Slayers are right over here. I'm trying to hold them down with the Wildwood Rangers. I did a quick charge, and then I'm going to immediately get out of there because he is almost dead, which is very deadly. Meanwhile, over here are 2 Glade Guard. The 3rd one's coming back up. We have spent all of our ammunition except for this 3rd one who doesn't have many units left, unfortunately. So we're not really going to have much support from them. Luckily enough, I have surrounded their Rune Lord with our Wildwood Rangers who can deal a lot of damage to Dwarven heroes, as you can see right there. The 3rd Wildwood Rangers is dealing with the Slayers over here. My Glade Lord and Wild Riders along with my 2nd Forest Dragon are just making sure that these units are going to either break or just stay away from my, what is left of my melee force, which is not much. Like you can see, all 3 of my Wildwood Rangers taking massive damage. I'm putting my Spell Stinger in here because I just need to deal more damage to the Dwarven units. The 3 Rune Lords is just hard to break through because of all of their defensive buffs and, you know, Runes of Wrath and Rune and whatnot. So here we go. I'm finally going to assign my Forest Dragon who has magical damage against Thrani Ironbrow. Again, it's a real risk to bring any ethereal unit against the Wood Elves. I did not plan to fight against ethereal units, but the thing is, we have so many units that deal magical damage, including the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts and I think even Hagbane Tips. There's just so many ways to do magical damage that it's a huge risk to bring ethereal units. So it's a huge risk. I don't know why I pulled my Force Dragon off here, but I'm going to charge Thrani again. That's weird. I'm not sure why I pulled him out. We're going to assign this Glade Guard who has no more ammo to chase off the Rune Lord from the battlefield to keep him away and allow him to not come back and get the leadership back. So now all we have left are these 2 Quarrelers. I'm going to ride our 7. We have 7 Wild Riders. I'm riding them into this group of Quarrelers. Our Wildwood Rangers, what's left of them, is going to be charging down the field, and we're just trying to isolate these guys and then this Rune Smith. Or Rune Priest, sorry. No, Rune Smith. What am I saying? Jeez. I think I'm going to have... Here we go. Wildwood Ranger is going to go on the Rune Smith to try and destroy him. Thrani Ironbrow died pretty quickly to the magical attacks of the Forest Dragon because that is their greatest weakness, is magical damage. And now my Wild Riders are still just kind of taking out units out here. My Glade Lord is just staying up here sniping with their bow just to try and remain safe. They are on the edge of death and have been for a long time. And now all that's left is really just these 2 units which we're going to charge a Forest Dragon into to try and re-terrify. And you can see we already rout one immediately, and then we terrified this one right here, so they are both getting out of the battle. I do not want them over here to help the Runesmith who is taking our Wildwood Rangers, and that is when the enemy army is going to break. Good game to my opponent, and honestly kind of a bad game for me. I had a lot of micro mistakes in this one. A lot of microspace, especially with the Glade Lord. In the middle of the battle, I didn't know what the hell to do with him. I just didn't. I had no spell, like I had no abilities to cast. I didn't have Aerokurnos, I didn't have Prey of Amathrema. I'm like, okay, I guess I can charge, but then I got these Slayers down here that are just going to wreak havoc, and they did. They caught my Forest Dragon a couple times, almost killed him, and the Quarrelers, I kept him within range of the Quarrelers for like the entire fight for the most part, so I don't know what the hell I was doing. But my micro for the Glade Lord was terrible. I was a little slow on the Wildwood Rangers, but I did get them in there eventually, and you can see they did a lot of work. And then the Spell Singer, I cast 2 Pendulums. One did okay, the second one I thought was going to do pretty good, but I did not line that up really that great at all. Wild Riders managed to eke out 87 kills, so I'm happy with them and my Wildwood Rangers. My Eternal Guard, they eventually killed those Miners, but my god, those Miners lasted so long. They are a great tar pit unit, Miners that is. For Emperor Kyosuke Justitium, let's see, we got some decent kills on this door for you here. Their Slayers did excellent. Their Goblobber shut down one of my Glade Guard for the most part, so they did a really good job. I got lucky in my charge initially with the Forest Dragon and the Wild Riders to shut down the both throwers before they became a real nuisance, because they definitely would have. If I kept them alive, they would have crushed my Forest Dragon and Glade Lord outright, I think. Besides that, the Runesmiths did a good job of keeping their army alive as long as they could, and they got some decent amount of kills as well. So hope you enjoyed the battle, everybody, with the Wood Elves versus Dwarves, and let's go watch a cinematic view of this battle. Again, good game to Emperor Kyosuke. Look at their beautiful capes. And then immediately Goblobber. Ooh, I didn't see that they didn't get a charge off the Slayers. Nice. And here I am just trying to move my army around the Slayers just to get over here. Alright, that was weird. They did an attack animation, or like a land animation in the air. That was cool. And now run! Run from the Slayers! Also, 2 of my Eternal Guard did not have shields. By the way, these 2. I think my other one did, though. So many shots wasted on this damn Quarreler because it was hitting the Dwarf Warriors in front of him. Run, dragon! Woo! That first pendulum was pretty good. It's no Winds of Death. It was pretty good. I think here's where I mess up and I charge right into a damn Slayer. Not sure why. And then we instantly die. Realize my mistake, cast spells. And we are crushed. Finally able to pin down these Slayers a little bit. They kept me from doing a lot of charges that I wanted to do with my Glade Lords. Or my Glade Lord and the Forest Dragon. Get in there, Spell Slinger. Yeah, Pendulum hit. Almost nothing. I want to see her do her kill animation. She's not doing it. Raise someone in a bubble. There it is. So cool. I like how she lights up the entire area with her attacks. I never really noticed that before. That's pretty cool. What else is so cool? That's not a fight the Rune Lord wants to be in. And then my 11 Wild Riders who eventually go down to 7. My brave Cav. Who I ran into their deaths. Again, I made a lot of micro mistakes in this one. Watching this replay after I played it, I was like, I think I made a lot of mistakes there. And I watched it and I was like, yep, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Like, why did I do this? Why did I run? Why did I move you? I have no idea why. You're the thing that needs to kill him because it's ethereal. I don't know what I was doing there. Ooh, Glade Guard and melee. They look so cool when they're in melee. Ah, damn, because they fire their bows even without ammo. Anyway. A lot of work went into these animations for the Wood Elves. Where's the fight going on? Ooh! You received... Wait. It was looking like this guy was coming back to life. Alright, yep, get shot. Now down to 7. Still deadly. Still deadly. And this ethereal unit has no chance against the Forest Dragon. Oh, you're dead. Okay. I think my Glade Lord or somebody should be going out here, right? I kind of want to weigh... maybe there is. You got to change something in like the any files or something. But I want to disable all these effects because they really get in the way of cinematic mode. They're needed for like actually playing the game, so you know what the hell's going on. But I want to disable them for cinematic view because honestly, they're really not needed except for like spell effects, you know, because those look cool. But the little like AOE leadership auras and the buff effects that don't really look that cool, they're just bright. Kind of annoying. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the battle, everybody. Again, good games to my opponent, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.